In life, you will face situations where others act in ways that can hurt or frustrate you. It's part of the human experience. However, the most important lesson you can learn is that despite what others do, you control how you respond. Your reaction is not dictated by external forces. It's a choice that comes from within. You are the one who determines your emotional state, not the actions of others. When someone says something hurtful or behaves in a way that feels wrong, the impulse might be to retaliate, to defend yourself, or to react out of anger or pain. But reacting like this means giving away your power. You are allowing the other person to control how you feel, and you are losing control of your emotional state in the process. Reacting impulsively ties you to the situation, often making it worse, because it comes from a place of hurt or emotional overwhelm. It puts you at the mercy of that person's actions, giving them power over your emotions. On the other hand, when you take control of your response, you remain the master of your own emotional landscape. You recognize that no matter what happens around you, you have the ability to decide how to respond. This doesn't mean you ignore your feelings or deny your emotions. It means that you acknowledge them, but you don't let them rule you. You choose a response that aligns with your values, your peace, and your purpose. In moments of conflict or hurt, when everything inside you is telling you to react in a negative way, remember, you have the power to pause. You can choose to step back, take a deep breath, and respond from a place of clarity. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or avoiding confrontation. It means choosing a response that reflects the person you want to be, rather than reacting impulsively to the moment. By doing so, you maintain your inner peace and your dignity, and you refuse to let anyone else dictate how you feel. Ultimately, by controlling your response, you take back your power. You show that your emotions are not governed by the actions of others. Instead, you lead your own life with intention, making choices that reflect your character, your strength, and your purpose. You realize that in any situation, you are always in charge of how you will respond, and that's where your true power lies. Reaction is driven by impulse. It is automatic, triggered by emotions or external circumstances without much thought or consideration. It's a knee-jerk response that happens in the heat of the moment, often influenced by what others say or do to us. When we react impulsively, we don't pause to process the situation or evaluate it. Instead, we allow our feelings, whether anger, fear, frustration, or even insecurity, to dictate how we behave. This reaction tends to escalate the situation, often leaving us feeling regret or guilt afterward because it wasn't thought through and doesn't reflect our best selves. In contrast, response is intentional. It involves mindfulness and self-control. A response comes after reflection and awareness of our emotions. It requires us to take a moment to center ourselves, to consider the best course of action rather than simply reacting to the trigger. When we respond intentionally, we're not controlled by our immediate feelings, but are guided by reason, wisdom, and the values we hold dear. We take time to process the situation, to understand our emotions, and then choose how we want to proceed in a way that aligns with our goals and sense of purpose. A reaction can be destructive, often leading to more conflict or misunderstanding. It's easy to lash out or act impulsively when someone hurts us, but a response on the other hand, has the potential to heal, to diffuse tension, and to foster understanding. When we intentionally respond to a situation, we are mindful of the consequences. We know that our words and actions have power, and we choose to use that power wisely. The difference between reacting and responding lies in our ability to create space between stimulus and action. By choosing to respond, we shift from being reactive, influenced by our environment and emotions, to being proactive, guided by our inner values, logic, and purpose. A response is a conscious decision to act in alignment with the person we want to be, rather than simply acting on what feels right in the moment. Living intentionally means that every choice we make, whether in a moment of conflict or in the face of daily challenges, reflects who we are and who we are striving to become. It's a commitment to exercising control over our emotions and actions, ensuring that our responses are thoughtful, composed, and aligned with our long-term goals. This practice takes discipline, but it leads to greater peace, stronger relationships, and a sense of purpose that can't be shaken by external circumstances. When someone hurts you, it's often not about you at all. It's more about them and the inner battles they are fighting. People hurt others because of their own struggles, insecurities, pain, or unresolved issues. The way a person treats you is a reflection of their own emotional state, not a direct commentary on your worth or character. We often take things personally, believing that the hurtful actions of others are an indication of something we did wrong or of our own lack of value. But the truth is, people who lash out or hurt others are often projecting their own hurt. They may be dealing with past trauma, feelings of inadequacy, fear, anger, or a lack of control in their own lives. When someone is in emotional pain, it is common for them to lash out at others as a way of dealing with their internal struggles. Instead of facing their own emotions, they turn those feelings outward, and the people around them become the unfortunate recipients of their unresolved issues. It's important to recognize that their actions are not a reflection of who you are. The way they treat you says more about their emotional health, their personal journey, and their ability to cope with life's challenges. Hurtful behavior is often an expression of the pain someone is trying to avoid or suppress. It's easier to project that pain onto someone else than it is to face the deep-rooted issues that are causing it. When you understand this, it becomes easier to release the grip that their words or actions have on you. Instead of internalizing their hurt, you can choose to see their behavior through the lens of compassion. You can begin to recognize that their pain is not your responsibility and that their actions are a reflection of their own struggles, not a judgment of who you are as a person. This understanding doesn't excuse their behavior, but it allows you to separate yourself from it. You no longer have to carry the weight of their pain because you understand it's not yours to bear. By recognizing that people's hurtful actions are a product of their own issues, you free yourself from the cycle of retaliation or resentment. You stop taking things personally, and instead you can approach the situation with empathy and perspective. This shift in mindset allows you to maintain your peace and avoid being dragged into the emotional turmoil of others. You learn to respond with grace, understanding that the pain they inflict is not a reflection of you, but a reflection of their own unresolved struggles. Your peace is one of the most valuable assets you possess, and it is something you must guard with intention and care. Life can be chaotic, and people, situations, and circumstances can often threaten your inner calm. But the truth is, no one can take your peace unless you allow them to. It is within your power to protect your peace at all costs. When you allow external factors to disturb your peace, you give up control over your own emotional state. The demands of life, the negativity of others, the conflicts, the misunderstandings, they all have the potential to disrupt your inner balance. But when you actively protect your peace, you are saying, I will not allow anything or anyone to steal my tranquility. You are choosing to maintain your center, regardless of the chaos that may swirl around you. To protect your peace means setting boundaries. You must be willing to say no to situations or people who drain your energy or bring unnecessary drama into your life. Not everyone deserves access to your emotional well-being. Sometimes, protecting your peace means stepping away from toxic relationships, avoiding unnecessary conflict, or simply choosing to disengage from negative energy. It's not about being cold or distant, but about understanding that your mental and emotional health must come first. Protecting your peace also means not internalizing the hurtful words or actions of others. When someone criticizes or belittles you, it can be easy to take their words to heart and allow them to shake your confidence. But when you recognize that people's hurtful behavior is often a reflection of their own struggles, you can choose not to take it personally. Instead, you can let those words roll off you like water on a duck's back. This requires emotional maturity and self-awareness, but it is essential for maintaining your peace. In moments of stress or conflict, protecting your peace may also require you to practice mindfulness and self-care. This could mean taking time to meditate, reflect, or simply breathe deeply to calm your mind. It could mean disconnecting from technology, spending time in nature, or engaging in activities that restore your energy. Protecting your peace means making time for the things that nourish your soul and fill you with a sense of calm so that you can face life's challenges with a centered, grounded perspective. Ultimately, protecting your peace is about taking responsibility for your own emotional landscape. It is about recognizing that while you cannot control everything that happens around you, you can control how you respond to it. You can choose to stay grounded, to protect your peace, and to create an environment in which you can thrive. By doing so, you empower yourself to navigate life's storms without losing your sense of inner calm, resilience, and clarity. In moments of emotional turmoil or conflict, it's easy to get swept up in the intensity of the situation. The pressure to react immediately, to defend yourself, or to resolve the issue quickly can be overwhelming. But in these moments, the most powerful thing you can do is to pause and reflect. This simple act of taking a step back allows you to regain control of your emotions, clear your mind, and approach the situation with greater clarity. Pausing gives you the space you need to slow down your automatic reactions. When emotions are high, we often act out of impulse, driven by anger, hurt, or frustration. These initial reactions can be damaging not only to the situation, but also to your own sense of well-being. By pausing before you respond, you create a buffer between the external trigger and your reaction. This brief moment allows you to process what's happening, to evaluate the situation and to make a conscious choice about how you want to respond. Reflecting during this pause helps you assess your feelings and understand why you feel the way you do. Are you reacting from a place of past hurt? Is there an underlying fear or insecurity influencing your emotions? By identifying the root of your feelings, you can better understand your emotional triggers and learn to manage them more. Reflection helps you separate the current situation from past experiences, so you can respond with a clear mind rather than from a place of old wounds. Taking time to reflect also allows you to consider the bigger picture. What are the long-term consequences of your response? Will reacting impulsively bring resolution, or will it escalate the conflict? In the heat of the moment, it's easy to focus only on immediate emotions, but reflection helps you zoom out and think about the bigger picture, your long-term goals, your values, and your purpose. It allows you to act in a way that is consistent with who you want to be, rather than being driven by momentary emotion. Pausing and reflecting also creates space for empathy. When we're caught up in a heated exchange, it's easy to see the other person as the enemy or as the one at fault. However, taking a step back and reflecting on their perspective can help you recognize that they may be coming from a place of their own struggles, pain, or misunderstandings. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it opens the door for understanding and compassion. It allows you to respond not from a place of defensiveness, but from a place of calm and clarity. In practice, pausing and reflecting doesn't have to take a long time. It can be a few seconds of silence, a deep breath, or simply stepping away from the situation for a moment. The key is to take that moment to regain control of your emotional state and to consider your response thoughtfully. This small action can have a profound impact on the outcome of any situation, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with greater wisdom, grace, and self-control. In every moment of conflict, challenge, or hurt, remember that you have the power to choose your response. Life will always present obstacles, and people may act in ways that test your peace, but you are not at the mercy of others. By taking control of your emotions, responding with intention, and protecting your inner peace, you reclaim your strength and remain the leader of your own life. The key is in pausing to reflect, understanding that the actions of others often reflect their own struggles, and choosing not to react out of impulse. Instead, rise above the situation, responding with wisdom, grace, and clarity. In those moments when you feel the sting of hurt, take a deep breath. In that pause, you will find the strength to respond with purpose, to rise above the pain, and to move forward with your peace intact. You have the power to protect your peace, to lead your own emotions, and to respond in ways that reflect the person you strive to be. Keep this in mind. Your peace is yours to protect. Your responses are yours to choose. And you are the one in charge of how you move through the world. Choose wisely. Choose peace. Choose to lead.